Hari Om. In the Raja Guhya Yoga, Bhagwan is obliged to mention all that which could alleviate any doubt coming in any mind. May the mind be highly elevated or may the mind be absolutely at a primitive level. A Tamasik can read Bhagavad Gita and Ati Satvik also can read Bhagavad Gita. Questions and doubts, Samshaya, Viparyaya, of both will be answered. That is the beauty of the scripture. In this two shloka, on one hand, a sattvic person has been guided, and in one same stroke, a tamasic also has been told as to how he is never without the Lord. Apparently contradictory, because a thief committing a heinous act of stealing something, how the Lord can be an accomplice in that. In case of Ati Satvika doing Upasana, one can understand the Lord is present there. But in case of a dacoit committing the most heinous act, Lord is equally present there. How do you reconcile these apparently two contradictory statements? Can very well be then understood, because from the Lord's own mouth, the words are coming in which he says, there are only two ways you can act, Ashubha or Shubha. Shubha, that which will take you closer to the Lord. Ashubha, that which will take you away from the Lord. One will make you more samsari, one will make you more sannyasi. Sannyasa is a shreyasa marga, painful in the beginning but very, very beneficial in the long term. Prayers will be very sweet and nice in the beginning, however, shall lead you into irrevocable vicious cycle of birth and death. The choice is yours. Simultaneously, since we are pursuing Sanskrita, Shubha Shubha is to be done Vigraha as a Shubha and Ashubha. Shubha ends with Ashubha starts with A when comes with another becomes A, Shubha Shubha. This is called Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Savarna, same Varna, and Dirgha, becoming A. Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Shubha Shubha, Phalaihi Evam. Phalaihi Evam is Phalaihi, where we have A plus Evam, again starting with A. When there is a Purva Varna plus a Visarga followed by another Swara, then there is a Refadesh. Refadesh means R comes in between. So Phalaihi Eva becomes Phalaireva. The Re comes in and it is called Visargasya Refadesha Sandhi. So the first word in Vigraha would be Shubha, Ashubha, Phalaihi Evam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi. The question here is, thou shall be freed from the bonds of action yielding good and evil fruits. What is the master stroke here? The fruits, whether they are good or bad, both are not to be coveted. If both are not to be coveted, then how do we say that, Lord, I want to have your darshan? Lord, I want to be free. कि उन पे कुछ बन जाए ऐसी कि बात किए ना बने। मैं बुलाता तो हूं हर दिन, लेकिन कुछ पे उन पे कुछ बन जाए ऐसे कि न आए ना बने। आर दी नॉट डिजायर्स? Let Lord, let me have sadbuddhi, let me do all good acts, let me do some charity, Lord, let me do your service. Are these not desires? So this is a Shubha karma. I did Archana Puja, Shubha karma. And Shubha karma will have Shubha phalam. But Lord here is saying bonds of action from good and evil fruits. As Swami Vivekananda said, evil action puts you into iron chain, while a good action puts you in a golden chain. But both are chains. Both will bind you. Now, if both bind, then I should not desire anything at all. But if I don't desire that, I have to pray Lord, and I have to request Lord, and I have to propitiate Lord, and I have to prapatti in front of the Lord and surrender, Lord, it is yours, Lord, please look after my welfare. Then the desire is bound to come in between. This dilemma is called Samvadi Brahma. Samvadi Brahma. If at all you are desiring, then desire that which will lead to lack of desire. ये तमन्ना है कि आजादे तमन्ना रहूं. Lord, it is my wish that I should be without any wish. And how does that happen? By wishing that you don't, by desiring that you want to be without desire, you reach to a state when there is no desire. The same Maya that traps you here, the same Maya is propitiated to go out of the Maya. Have you ever seen that the perpetrator is requested by the person who is suffering from atrocities that please let me go through you? But that magic happens only with Maya. Maya maha thagini hum jani. She binds us, and she is the only one in the form of Shakti relieves us. So initially you may pray or desire for the Shubha Phalam. In fact, Sapta Avastha of Jnanam starts with Shubha. Shubha Vichar. Shubha Vichar itself means there is a desire. But desiring that which is very high will help us after some time in relinquishing the desire. So the Lord is very clear that only one who is having very nice and good desire about myself is the one who is going to be free. No. To be with me, meaning to be vimukta, the condition is zero desire. No good, no bad. Now, how do you reach that? You reach that by first step of sannyasa. Sam, ni, as. These three words form the word sannyasa. That which helps in relinquishing all that I think belongs to me, including my body. Up to the extent of deha buddhi. From where to where? A Brahma Paryanta. From the blade of the grass to the Brahma Pada. Yanitya Bhoga Vastuni. These are all Anitya Bhoga Vastu. Iti Vairagyaha. Vivek Chudamani Shankar Maharaj tells us, Shankaracharya. So sannyas, how it is possible? If somebody has given up every desire, then what will happen? Will he become a stone? He shall continue with his activity. But for activity to continue, action to continue, karma to happen, you need some propulsive power of the thought. Otherwise, action cannot happen. And when there is a thought, there is a thinker behind it. And if there is a thinker, and the person is claiming that I am a sannyasi, so I am not a thinker, then who is the thinker? All such acts where the thinker is absent in the thought, then the thought directly belongs to that entity which has omnipotency in the hand, that is the Lord. So on the face of it, a 5 or a 6 feet person may be performing an act. Gurudev did take the yajna. But if he was beyond all the phala, beyond all the kartrutva bhavana, then who was taking the jnana yajna? The Lord was himself taking the jnana yajna through a pious body called Gurudev. And when the Lord himself is acting, the actor or the thinker is Lord, then who would get the fruits of it? It is for the Lord. In any case, the universe is created by him, by himself, for himself, as a Leela. So whatever is happening here cannot be impure, because from pure, how can impure come? So if Lord has exhibited his power called Shakti in the form of creation, having plurality as his game or Leela, then the action thereupon shall not and will not result into any kind of fruit as such, because it is a Leela. Leela doesn't have a fruit. All Jivan Muktas, they do what is called Krida. Krida doesn't have a fruit. It is only the human mind whose action bears a fruit and leads to Vasana formation. So, moment Shubha, Ashubha, both karma, phala, bandhanam are gone. Such a person is naturally moksha se. Moksha se. Se is the verb. Se ithe dve. Atmanepadi. Moksha se. Naturally, such a person is free. And when somebody is completely free from any iota of either of two things, I know I am doing this act, however, the phalam is not mine, it is Lord's. It is a phala tyag. And I even do not know that I am doing this act, that is kartrutva bhavana tyag. The first is the first step, second is the ultimate step. Bhoktrutva Bhranti Viraha is the first step. I know I am doing the puja, Lord. I am doing upasana. I know I sat for the upasana and I felt very good. That means I is still there. Only thing is, whatever came out of that, I have consecrated at your feet. At Bhagavan Narayana's padam, I have given all the fruits. That's my first state. And when you keep giving it to the Lord, one day the giver goes. Nanak Maharaj says, "Tu karta tu hua, mujh mein raha na hoon." If that is the case, in that case, such a person is described as sannyas yoga yuktatma. Sannyasa yoga, the typical strategy of giving up the fruits of action and thereby diminishing the ego, ultimately dissolving the ego, is sannyasa yoga. Yukta. Yukta means purified. In these both shlokas, Gurudev normally follows many a time Shankaracharya, but in these two shlokas, if you minutely observe, Gurudev has followed Madhusudan Saraswati Maharaj. Gudartha Dipika, in which Madhusudanji Maharaj comments on these two shlokas, we will see verbatim similarity with Gurudeva, what he has written. Of course, Gurudeva has added his own touch to it, but all the examples of the opaque substance, the sunlight, the simile analogy of sun and other, everything is there in the Madhusudan Saraswati Maharaj's Gudartha Dipika on these two shlokas, wherein he describes Yukta as purified and Atma as mind. Atma Shabd has double meaning. At once, it can gravitate down to an individual person, Jiva. At the same time, in another breath, it can go to the self or the soul. Here it is indicating as a Jiva, so it is talking about mind. Jiva means Antakaran, Antakaran means mind. Mind purified, Yuktatma, by Sannyasa Yoga, Yuktatma. The question now comes, already when Sannyasa Yogi Yuktatma has been already mentioned, why use another word called Vimukta? Is it not repetition or Dvirukti? And Dvirukti is Grantha Dosha. Bhagavad Gita is a Dosha Rahita Grantha. How can two words of the same meaning come one after the other? They cannot. Which means Vimukta is definitely not same as Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma. Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma is a stage that may come and go during the Upasana. So a purified mind who dedicates all his actions to God or the Lord can experience the entry into the inner sanctum sanctorum of the Lord, only to fall back again into a state where this particular state doesn't last or endure for a longer period because it is still in the sadhana path. In Patanjali Maharaj's words, if you want to describe it, all sampradnyata samadhi stages, which are Savitarka, Savichara, Sananda, and Sasmita. These are the stages or the stairs that one keeps on walking, moving upwards towards Lord's abode. During the pinnacle of all such stages, yogi reaches a stage which is called Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma, because that is the time when he invariably merges with the consciousness only to fall back. Because when the plane is in clouds, sometimes it goes into the clouds, comes out in the clean sky again to go into the clouds. It is only when it raises itself above the clouds, when there is no more possibility of any cloud coming, the clean blue sky appears in the similar manner on a consistent and constant basis. In the Sayujya manner, in the contiguity context, in the Asampradnyat or Nirbija Samadhi, is where Vimukta stays. In other words, permanence of the state that is tested and observed or experienced as Anubhuti by those who are taking flights to the upper level of consciousness, when they reach at a level, there is no point of return. Parampada prapta na nivartante. At that stage, he is a Vimukta. Moment he is Vimukta, there is only one Vimukta in this world, and that is Lord himself. Who is this second Vimukta who has come? He cannot be second, he has to be with the one. Because Vimukta is only one. So as a result, he himself becomes the Lord. The Lord to him says, Mam Upashyasi. Again, mam ending with a. Upaishyasi is starting with u. A plus u is I. So it is like sada plus eva, sadaiva. So it is mam upaishyasi. Mam upaishyasi is a sandhi. So this is how the Lord says that yes, that punyatma, that sattvika person whose sattva is in ascendance, the sattva will not make him keep quiet. He will constantly struggle to move upwards because sattva urdhva. Unlike tamasa or raja, which draws you towards the world, sattva pulls you upwards. That is why if we see commonly the biography of saintly people, that he left everything and ran towards Himalayas. Why didn't he get a thought of getting married, begetting children, having plot, having shares? Tama Raja doesn't attract him because of his Purva Punya and Prarabdha. He has already entered into the Sattva Urdhva Gati. So he naturally starts moving up, and such a one then starts doing all this, and then he becomes moksha se karma bandhane, then he becomes sannyasa yoga yuktatma, and ultimately vimukta. A purified mind has more concentration and single pointedness, Gurudev says. So that is why it is all right. Now, this up to this point, agreed, Lord said about what happens to the pure soul, Shuddha Punyatma, the one whose Sattva Guna is in ascendancy. Our problem is, I am not a Sattva Guni. I am Rajoguni and at times Tamoguni also. So for us, there is no Lord. Because Lord just now spoke about what happens to the Sadguni or the Sattva Guna. What about us? Are we neglected? Are we relegated to the background? There is no Lord with us because I am a Tamasi. Lord is not with me. I am a Rajasika. Lord is not with me. Lord immediately senses that this doubt may come in the mind of a Tamasi or Rajasika. So immediately he declares, Samaha aham sarvabhuteshu. I am the same in all beings. That being which I just described as a Sattvaguni, I'm there also, but that doesn't mean I'm absent in others. I am in there also. चोरों के संग चोरी करता बदमाशों में भेड़ो तू, चोरी करके जो पकड़ावे पकड़ने वाला तू का तू. You are the thief, you are the inspector, and you are the act of stealing. Kabir Maharaj tells us, Samaha aham. Samaha aham. Sama ends with a. Aham starts with a, and there is a visarga in between. When such situation comes, then there is visarga utvam. Utvam means a becomes o. Samoham. Sarvabhuteshu. In moment Saptami comes, Bhuteshu comes, locative case. In, the spoon is in the glass. In means inside, residing. It's a locative case. Sarva Bhuteshu means in heart of everyone. In the core of everyone, I am there. Na me dveshaha asti. I have no hatred or hatefulness about anyone. Na priyaha. This is also the most important part. But we have seen other shlokas where Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, that bhakta is same priyam. So there he says same priyam. Here he says na priyaha. How do you reconcile? God is diabolical. Sometimes he says, I love my devotee. Sometimes says na priyaha. The difference is bhakta is priya. Why? Anybody who comes closer to the Lord is priya. But what he is saying is, when it comes to me giving the power or the Shakti, I don't have anybody favored and disfavored. I do not discriminate, is what Lord is trying to say. What is the meaning? Everyone has a chance of redemption. This is where the Hinduism differs from other religion. There are religions who only harp upon sin, sin, sin. You are sinner, you are sinner, you are sinner. You will need to be redeemed. Sanatan Hindu Dharma says, Shrunvanto Amrutasya Putraha. We have been called as the son of nectar. Amrutasya Putra. Why? Because Lord is fair to all. Availability of Lord to all is same. Not even one iota less. Problem is, our ability to utilize the Lord is so small or so large, depending upon the receptacle. कबीरा कुआं एक है, पानी भरे अनेक, भांडे में ही भेद है, पानी सब में एक. पानी सब में एक. Consciousness in everyone is same. भांडे में भेद है. The ability to utilize the consciousness for the purpose that it is given, being misunderstood because of adhyasa, the upadhi or the jiva uses this consciousness in different manner. The father is fair to all the children. He has given 10 rupees to everybody. However, when they went to the market, somebody brought an idol of Krishna, another went to the gambling. That is not father's fault. Ye bhajantu tu mam bhaktya maite teshu cha api aham. Cha api. Here, chapya. It is called yana sandhi. So, the one who worship me with devotion, that devotion itself is the ultimate exposition of consciousness. When the mirror reflects the light, it is my light only. So whenever there is a presence of light, know well it is from me. It may be through something, the prism, the glass, the opacity. Mediums may differ, but the light has to be is essentially mine. So in that manner, to the extent the consciousness is utilized, I am in him because that is why he's utilizing consciousness. And whenever such a person is making use of me as a consciousness, he is in me. Now, this could be at the highest level of Sattva Guna or at the lowest level of Tamo Guna. Apichetsu duracharo. We are going to get it in the next shloka. So, irrespective of whatever you do, remember always that I am with you. My problem, my dear, is some of them use the sword given by me to kill themselves, while some use that to kill the opponents. The sword has nothing to do with it. The sword was given to kill your enemies, Ripu Damana, so that you can become one with me. But you started utilizing that sword to kill yourself, so that will be Atmahatya. Ekecha Atmahano Janaha. So do not do such thing. Utilize what I have given you as your consciousness to purify your mind so that you can become sannyasa yoga yuktatma, and that will lead you to becoming vimukta. And once you are vimukta, there is no you and no me. You are me and me and you are same. This is how the Lord is trying to cover all kinds of gunadhikya jiva for leading them to the ultimate salvation. Hari Om.